G'day all and welcome back to AFL SuperCoach. Thanks for joining me again. Just wanted to have a quick few call outs before I get into how I went this week. As you guys know, if you've been following my page, I've been overseas for the last 4 weeks in Europe. So I still try to bring you guys content where I could on my one screen. It was a bit clunky. When I was in Greece, there was Greek words popping up and it was a whole thing. But look, I did the best that I could whilst overseas, and just wanted to call out and say thank you for your patience. Probably wasn't my best quality work, but I still was able to engage with you guys and get some stuff out there, which was still good and enjoyable for myself as well, which is obviously the original reason as to why I've started this page, is getting enjoyment out of it. So thank you for that. Another call out as well, with me being back in Melbourne, it'd be regular programming, 10 a.m. obviously with Nemo on Sundays, live streaming, doing my reviews as I am now. And yeah, pretty much just wanted to call out the fact that I did my first live stream today, solo. So whilst it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, I guess for you guys, probably more for me, first time doing that. And admittedly, it was a bit clunky. I was going through YouTube directly versus my usual platform in OBS. I think there might have been 3 people that dialed in during the 20 or 25 minutes that I was on. Thank you for those that did join and tune in. But at the end of the day, it was just a bit of trial and error at my end. So more a call out to say, have patience with me as I work my way through navigating my channel and when to go live and what you guys ultimately want to see. I think I need to be doing a bit more strategy stuff and bringing more to support you guys. I think I do a pretty good job of telling you guys how I'm going, but then helping out you guys is something I think I need to be getting into a lot more. At the end of the day, my followership is pretty small. I've currently got 19 subscribers. So look, at the end of the day, I'm pretty realistic. There's not gonna be that much engagement there. But as it relates to that as well, one thing I did wanna say is that I did have a small goal for myself and a target, and I'd appreciate if you personally, if you're coming across this video, or friends, family, whoever plays SuperCoach, if you can get them to subscribe to my YouTube page, that's obviously awesome. If you're on my current video, you know where my YouTube page is. You can click subscribe. Thank you so much for that. I'm also on X at Dibbles SC AFL, so join me on there. I'm trying to get a bit more active on there. A few more comments, a few gifts here and there, and just get amongst the other creators as well. So look, that was just a couple of call outs I wanted to get into before I get into how I went this week. So thank you also for those that have supported me to date. Now let's keep this gravy train rolling, shall we? Let's keep some momentum, keep the momentum building. How I went this week. So I went pretty well, 2-4-8-1, as you can see there on the screen. I've come into top 5% ranking, which is great. Hopefully we can hold that and hopefully keep rolling on forward. And yeah, rank change of 3.6K there. 1 on my classic leagues. How good is that, guys? That's absolutely awesome. I got the 1 trade available for any injuries. If they do hit, and they will hit, who knows, maybe in the last round or 2, it might be a luxury trade if I'm lucky. Time will tell. Let's get into the team now. Oh, you know we love a confetti shower. 7 out of 7. All right, let me just make that a bit smaller. All right, let's get into the team, shall we? So, starting in our back line. So, a bit of a funny story, and if you're on my X, you would have seen it. I actually had Naz as my VC, took the dogs for a walk. It would have been, the game in Melbourne time was about 1:05. Took the dogs for a walk about 12:30, 12:40. I was umming and ahhing, do I keep Naz? Surely he'll go well. Do I pick maybe a bit more of a left field option? Do I pick a Gould? Do I pick a Heaney? Tossing and turning, obviously they're in the same matchup. I'm like, nah, it's okay. Naz he's coming off 190, whether the hell he came off from last week. Let's keep it on Naz. Anyway, I'm watching the first quarter of the Saints and Swans game. How good's this? Naz kicked 2 goals. He's on 50 or something like that at Q1. I'm like, I'm absolutely laughing. I play AFL Fantasy as well. I'm not as good on AFL Fantasy, but I still love playing that game. Got a couple of leagues on there as well. Same thing, VC on Naz, laughing. Anyway, Q2 starts. I'm like, okay, let me just make sure. Let me see how Sheasel's going, because Sheasel's starting the 135 game. I've got Sheasel. Everyone has Sheasel, but he was going to be my other option to go into for my captaincy. Anyway, I check it. Sheasel highlighted in yellow. And I'm just like, are you fucking serious? Naz has scored 2 goals in the first quarter. I've set everything up. outside of the fact that I kept the C on Sheasel, the games were so close together, bloody AFL fixturing. Anyway, it's not the worst thing in the world. It actually helped me by 6 points, I guess, because Sheasel's got 123. Had that been on the wrong person, I would have been absolutely devastated. But look, bit of a funny story. I guess it happens to the best of us, maybe. In this case, it worked by chance. In future, it probably won't. But anyway, that's a bit of a funny story about my captaincy choices this week. So guys, make sure you double and triple check your captaincies. Captaincies are so important, especially nowadays. At this back end of the season, we're all running out of trades. Captaincy is one of those very few, if besides sit bench options, captaincy is the only real differential outside of obviously different players that you guys have amongst other people in your rankings or your leagues. Captaincy is so important. So I would just encourage you to double check, triple check, because I could have really fucking rawly stuffed up my week this week. Had Naz gone 180 or 170, I don't know what I would have done. Anyway, back on track with the review. So Naz actually was going really well. I did watch this game in Q3 or Q2, I think it was Dry Strong went to him. And tagged him reasonably well. Obviously, Naz can only be kept down for so long. It was actually more the injury or knock he sustained in Q4 when he went up for a marking situation with Edwards, and it was a big pack there. Poor Edwards, who's got the E on him in my team at the moment. And he's been a solid contributor, predominantly for Sydney more so. He's jumped on field a couple of times for me in the year. Had a couple of spikes because of 80. In any event, he broke his ankle. And it was terrible. I think there was 2 replays of it. Probably that's too many in the game. And really shocking for Will Edwards. He's not going to see this video, but I wish him all the best and his recovery. And he'll bounce back. And he's an absolute stud defender, if I'm being completely honest, from a not so much a Supercoach perspective, but a real life footy perspective. He's really solid and be great for Sydney in years to come. Naz copped that knock in Q4, so kept his time on ground pretty low. But 117, not going to complain with that. If that ended up being my captaincy score, I probably would have taken it, if I'm being honest. Some really poor scorers out there, poor premium scorers out there, I probably would have taken it. Anyway, moving on. Whitfield's huge spike score. We don't really see this much from Whitfield these days, do we? He's getting on a bit and obviously sharing the load with Ash back there. Super stoked with Whitfield. Obviously, he's one that I held with that concussion that he had a couple of weeks ago. There would be many people that traded him out to get a leg up. That looks, in hindsight's a beautiful thing, but looks to be the wrong move. These things happen, sliding doors moments. So very stoked with Whitfield scoring there, and Ash had a bit of a down game. I don't have Ash, so that was a nice little differential point that helped me versus a lot of his, because Ash is really popular, as you guys would know. Blakey, nice to see him scoring over 100. He's going 90, 90, 80, 90, 80, 90. So while solid, it's really nice to see him scoring 113 against the Saints matchup. Probably expected, wasn't it? Here's where the story tends to change a little bit. Look, Sicily, I traded him in about 3 weeks ago. Got the solid score against Richmond. Got the solid score against the Dons. Bit more back to reality now with the 73. Look, defensive options are a bit scarce nowadays with all of the injuries. So it is what it is, but I guess if you average out Sicily's last 3 rounds, it's not the worst in the world. So I hope he has a better week next week, granted, but there's definitely, he scored better than Bond, put it that way. So Geordie Clark saved his score very much so. He and Houston, the most frustrating watches. I know if you guys watch my page, each week and my reviews, you would know I speak about Clark and Houston collectively and how I feel about those guys, not as people, but just as Supercoach scorers, highly frustrating owns. With Houston specifically, he's probably coming into a bit of luck at the back end of the season now. Maynard's out, Howe's out. There's some defensive stocks that are actually getting a bit thin back there. I didn't watch the Pies game, so I don't know how it impacted the lineup too much. I think that injury happened in Q4, so probably didn't get a good sample size of it impacting Houston too greatly, but hopefully he scores, I'll take 90s. I'll actually take 80s, 85s. Let's negotiate in the middle. 85s, take 85s from Houston for the back end of the season. Just better than a rookie score would be good. Because people actually have Hulkahan as their D6, no doubt. I was actually going to run Hulkahan at D6 myself, to be honest. So I was shoved a couple of things and put Sharp in my flex. But hopefully Houston has a good end to the season. That'd be awesome. and a good point of difference. Will Edwards, obviously injury. I'm not going to trade him. He'll sit there, and that is that's pretty much it. I don't have a defensive cover unless I move a few things with Hawker Hahn. So that would say, for example, being Hawker Hahn down here, and then Hawker Hahn, Edwards, bang, all that sort of stuff. But having said that, why would I even do that? Just showing you sort of the bit of flexibility there. I'm actually quite limited, if I'm being completely honest, around what I can do. But let me just flick that back there. Long story short, I've got no defensive cover for the rest of the year. If I get it laid out, I'm going to be running 22, no doubt. Obviously, my flex will account for it, but that's pretty much long story short there, guys. Dacos got tagged. Can you believe it? He got tagged. O'Shea Mullen tagged. That's what he scored. Unbelievable. I had this feeling in my gut, like, just VC him. It's bloody Dacos. Just VC him. Didn't do it. I would have got an extra 2 points had I gone Dacos. Absolute stud. 2 hands on the Brownlow. 2 hands on the Brownlow. Just like Jagger Smith has 2 hands on the Rising Star, Dacos has 2 hands on the Brownlow, I would have thought. Not that they count SuperCoach scores and they get all the stats, but they don't get SuperCoach scores, but we all know that to be true. Check the odds on Sportsbet or Tab, wherever the hell bloody betting platform you guys check out, if you bet. Bont, shocking. Come on, mate. Come on. No good. I think, is that 2 subpar scores from Bont in a row? Yeah. How can you go 155, 152, 155, 99, 61? Like, give us something, Bont. Be consistent. Be that consistent king that you are. Hey, it's Hayden Young. Hayden Young tagged him. You're worlds apart better than Hayden Young. Hayden Young was injured every second minute. Anyway, Gordon. Okay, getting into the reviews of my trade-ins. My first edition. My first new toy. Errol Gordon. 144 on debut. My only regret is not VCing you, Errol, but you're an absolute stud, mate, and looking forward to seeing what you can do for my team at the back end of the season. And what's his ownership? It wouldn't be high, I would have thought. Ownership, 10%. 10%. That's all right. 10% is pretty good. 90% of teams don't have him. That's a pot in my book. Let's go, Errol. And who does he have for the rest of the year by way of teams? That'll be interesting to see. Port at the SCG surely towers them up. Dons at the MCG. Well, what's going to happen there? I'm a Dons fan, so if you guys follow the page, you know I'm a Dons fan. He'll do dirty things to us. And North may get tagged. Can he be tagged? He probably could, but at the SCG as well. Actually, interesting one with Errol. I don't know if he plays better at the SCG or better at the MCG. MCG would be bigger, so I think as a running midfielder that he is, bit inside, bit of wing. MCG probably does suit him, but no doubt he plays better at home as well. Wanted to check out. I'm not going to get into the data about that. Probably could, but just more curious than anything. Long story short, happy to have Errol. Go Errol. Sarong, take a ton, mate. I'll take a ton. Thank you very much. Walshy, expected a lot more from Walshy considering they got 154 points or whatever it was against Brisbane. They made Brisbane look absolutely second rate this weekend. I watched that game. Absolute snooze fest, if I'm being completely honest, as a neutral. It was great to see Blues kicking and going really well, no doubt, but just not a close contest, obviously. If your team wins by 154 and you're one of the top 2-3 best players on the team, you expect a lot more than that. Georgie Hewitt took the chocolate, Jagger Smith took the chocolates there. These things happen. He between him and Bont, they're the only real downlights. Downlights? They're the only real lowlights in the team. Dawson 110, smashed the Dons as expected. A lot of people would have gone him as captaincy, solid captaincy, 110. Nothing to sneeze at there. Heaney bit back into form there from a scoring perspective. LDU 107, love that. So midfield's gone pretty well. It's gone pretty well, can't complain. Hawker Hahn covered 78. If you caught the live or you caught my previous video, my review video, one preview for the week upcoming, tossing up between him and Sharp, pick the right one. by chance and luck. Because at the end of the day, Hawker Hahn was versing the Dons, and the Dons, I'm a Dons man, trash. We're trash. We're getting the first pick. Awesome. Thank you, Tiggs. Love your work. Keep getting dubs, guys. Keep building that winning culture, Richmond. Good job. But yeah, so pick the right one there. And Sharpie, if I can just, a bit of Sharpie glaze. Bit of Sharpie glaze, if you don't mind. This is the first time he's actually been on field for me, I believe, at least in recent time. I don't think, the 115 and the 99, I can't remember if they were on, if I came to score it. Regardless. How's a 3-round? Sharpie. Let's fucking go. What's that? What's that a 3? It's like 100 or something. How's my math skills? 100 and some? 105. Sharpie, he's better than Petrarca from a scoring perspective, at least the last 3 weeks. Anyway, I jumped too far ahead. Let's get back to rucks. Gorney, unreal. Yeah, absolutely huge. Was probably always going to towel up Morley, wasn't he? Probably could have gone him as a C in hindsight, but again, I had that mix up between my BC and my C. Still take the Sheasel. 123. Cherry, always nice to get 100 from Cherry, especially this season. He'll probably score 50 next week. What's Cherry's run? Are we going to come into some good matchups? English is an interesting one. Can I really trust these previous scores? Probably not. Look, he's not coming up. English, I don't know if he's restrictive English. I know Jackson has scored very well this past round. Cherry's got good history against him. We'll see. He smashed along last 2 and Grundy in the last. So I expect Cherry to go reasonably well against Doggies, good against Geelong, and then average against Sydney. And hopefully over those 3 weeks, he averages at least 110, please. Even 100, please. At the end of the day, he's going up against now, from a matchups perspective, or he's going up against, in terms of who I match up against, other people that have Jackson, other people that have Grundy. If he matches it with those guys, I'm happy about that. I don't even need him to beat them. Just please match them. That'll be great. And last week, I think he bet them. Or this week. I'm not sure what Grundy scored, if I'm being honest. Long story short, well done, Cherry. Good bounce back. She's captaincy, accidental captaincy. Smashed it. Horn Francis, he scored like 120, 130 AF. I don't know why he was scored so poorly. I'm assuming it's due to, in my live, I said field goal percentage. His kicking percentage, his efficiency, I presume, I don't know, maybe free kicks against, these type of things that have people underscored. I'm assuming the next sugar hit, Rankin. 158. Let's fucking go. He'll probably do his calf/hamstring next round and score 20, but hey, we'll take that. Probably another one that would have been a good captaincy score. Maybe one coming up against the Tigs this round. But look, I've traded in Rankin 158. I've traded in Gould 144. That's quick maths. That's 300 points off 2 players. And I traded out, as you guys will recall from my previous video, if you didn't catch it, I traded out Callahan. He obviously scored 0 because he's injured. And then I traded out Marshall, who scored like an 84, I think it was. So all in all, a massive net gain. It's only 1 week sample size. Let's see what happens. Hopefully Gould and Rankin have good health at the back end of this season. And at the end of the day, this has been a really, really good return so far. Sugar hit, double sugar hit, 2 sugars in the coffee. Let's fucking go. Pickett, 100. Always nice to see 100 with Pickett. He's a fucking roller coaster. So love that from him. Does 87. It's 2 sub tons, I think, now for Does. With Essendon doing poorly now, he's also doing poorly, and it's hard for him to score. And I don't know if his role changed. I watched the Essendon and Adelaide game today. Because I came from Europe only 2 days ago, sleeping during the matches. I've got a bit of jet lag, going to work tomorrow. But hey, I don't know if Durham's role was changed, is the point I'm trying to make. But at the end of the day, if you're in a team that gets smashed every week, it's going to be hard to score. From a forwards perspective, he's probably doing okay. He's probably top 12, top 14. Take that. He's a little better than Petrarca, put it that way. what the fuck is going on with Petrarca? Against your old teammate, fire up. Do something. Fire up. Obviously not. The chef was not cooking. And yeah, $384,000. What's his price change? 138,000. If we go to when he was most expensive, I'm just curious now, guys. When was he most expensive? 571. 571. Quick maths. He's lost 200. No. 180, 185. I don't know if I botched that, if I'm being honest, but he's lost a lot of cash. Put it that way. Imagine you bought him at his heights. He would have been a great one to fade. You know what? I might even demote Truck. I might even demote him. You're demoted to flex, brother. You're demoted. Sharpie has taken your spot. Oh, that looks better. Not the average, but the score. I'm actually curious, and I'll play around. Who can I actually afford? Who can I afford? I know a lot of you guys would have run out of trades by now, and that's absolutely fair enough. Let's have a bit of a play around, shall we? Who can I afford? Who had a rocking around 21? Oscar McDonald. Fucking crazy. Marcus Herbert. Joel Fitzgerald. Marcus Herbert's a cheeky one, isn't it? One that I missed out on. Trying to save trades. That didn't end up going too well for me, if I'm being honest. Well, it sort of did. Yeah. Bit of column A, bit of column B. Elio, 247. Sam Layla, 109. Miles Bergman's doing pretty well. What a bounce back from him. I think a 3-round average will be a bit deceiving because if the players are going really, really well, they're probably going to be overpriced than 385 at the moment, besides obviously Herbert. Should I get frisky and trade in Herbert? Food for thought, guys. Food for thought. What do you guys think? Should I trade Herbert and then be left with no trades? But then I've got 23. You think what I'm thinking? Let me know if you think that's a good idea or not. I don't think it is, but 3 rounds to go. Maybe something I'd do in like the last round or last 2 rounds, put it that way. All right. What are we doing for captains? Captains. Bont and Shees is going to be really hard to pass up. Marvel. A lot of people will be scared away from Bont, I would have thought, with the recent score. He could be a cheeky pod. Sheasel's been fucking unreal as well. Like, if you get Sheasel, North always plays Sunday games for the most part, so to get him as a VC would be nice. Most people will go Sheasel, I would have thought. Doggies don't tag, I don't believe. What else we got here? Brizzy Hawks, no one for me. Melbourne Freo, gone. Probably not against that. He's not going up against a weak ruckman, so probably not for me. Sydney, Port, Goulden. Then you got Nakos and Naz. Naz is a bit worrying because he did have a knock and that he might carry that through to next week. So I would steer clear. I personally would steer clear of him. He is again at Marvel. He loves Marvel. I think Marvel the rest of the year. Nakos against Eagles. Eagles tag. Nakos doesn't give a fuck about any tags, but you never know. Adelaide against Richmond. There's heaps of options. Fucking hell. There's heaps of options. Who's in good form? Who's in really, really good form? Last 3. Goulden, Shees, Nakos, Rankin, Naz. They're all the people I just spoke about. 5 round, Naz. Fuck. and I can do any loop because I got Reedy. He's fucking, yeah, he's an absolute stud. No, he's injured. Sorry about that, Reedy. If you're watching, you're not watching, but you're my loophole this week, mate. Thank you. I reckon, look, it's hard to pass up Sheezy as a VC, isn't it? I might do Sheezy into Goulden. And if I'm feeling frisky, which I could be, I'll do Goulden. I don't know about C into Rankin, considering his injury profile. I don't feel confident about that. I'd rather VC Rankin. I can do VC Goulden into C Dacos. When's the last time Dacos had a non-captain score that you weren't happy with? Fucking, it's been a fucking while. Since round 10. Obviously 111, 113 you wouldn't be stoked with, but you'd take it. Goulden as a bit of a pod. I'll have to give it some thought. If you have any opinions on who I should go captain, given the people I have here and the VCC, let me know. I'll leave it there. Thanks for your support, guys. Hope you went really well this week. Let me know in the comments how you went. If you need any trade advice, you're thinking, I've got one trade left, I want to do this, that, this or the other, tossing up between VCC, let me know in the comments. Happy to help. Again, as I called out in the start of the video, please subscribe. I really want to build the channel. Even going into next year, it's not so much about getting to a high subscriber amount this year. It's about building into next year. This is pretty much my pre-season year. So please subscribe if you're watching this video. Share the page if you enjoy my content. That'll be awesome as well. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks so much. Enjoy the week ahead. Cheers, guys.